Hey, Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, of course, we're going to go over the pullback on the Bitcoin chart, as well as some of these pullbacks in the stock market after that beautiful pump day yesterday due to the surprise good news about inflation being fought harder than expected. But that does put some relief on the potential for interest rates to rise in the future. This may be a little bit of a fool's game, a little bit of a fool's rally. We'll find out. We have to collect a little bit more evidence over time. But guys, just for truth and advertising, I want to show you what I was talking about in yesterday's episode. Let's go back to the 4 hour just so that you can, just to remind you what we're facing here, which is that we are facing a rising wedge, which could break to the downside. We have not gotten over this bearish area. We are not in the neutral area, right? And so the risk still remains to the downside. But for any of you guys in the Alpha fam or the AR fam who did catch the bottom at 15,000. So, guys, there you have it. I was pointing out that we did have a rising wedge, which could take us to this 16,400, this 16,800 area. And what is Bitcoin's price today? 16,800. And in fact, we did tag that $16,400 area. So, guys, it really pays to be watching this channel consistently, taking a look for those cues. We often present multiple different paths, but they are all based upon conditions and then the validation and the confirmation. We had the conditions of a rising wedge. If you broke the rising wedge to the downside, that would be a validation of it. And then the confirmation, of course, is getting below that solid bearish area, while I was telling you that we had not even approached the estimated neutral area. We had not even gotten close to the bullish zone. So, guys, there was a high likelihood of this thing breaking back down due to these bearish setups. And I know a lot of people wanted to be extremely bullish. They thought that we were going to recover this entire drop, but that was a little bit ambitious considering that we were in this bear zone and we had a rising wedge. So, guys, boom, Alpha Commission is just killing it. Congratulations, Alpha Fam. If you did take that short, you are doing a great job. You are beating the market. We are just absolutely killing it here at Alpha Commission, and in the next bull market, we are definitely going to beat the market, guys. We are going to be on top of the game. And let's just go ahead and see the other calls that we had made here. Since this is a shorter episode, I just wanted to remind some people who may not have seen the longer one. In fact, it's right on track to be headed to that level, which would be 15,500. So here at Alpha Commission, we also called the Pico bottom there at 15,500. And then on that same day, right, that same day when we had reached that absolute low, some people in the Discords were asking me, would it make sense to be shorting here? But we were on a little bit of a bounce. And I said, guys, just to be careful, we can literally pump to 17,500 to retest our breakdown. And where did we pump to? Okay, we pumped to 18,000, but where did we really start turning around, right? 17,500, okay? So not only did Alpha Commission get the Pico bottom, we got the turnaround at the top, and we also called this, rising wedge, which has now broken down to our projection level of 16,800, and even tagged 16,400, which is in that solid bear zone. Now, what you can see, guys, is that the market is actually is fighting tooth and nail to try to defend this solid bearish bias. This is how you can understand that my signals, right, these alpha momentum signals, they are valid. Look, when we were just swimming around in the alpha momentum pool, no issue. It just suggested sideways action. That's what we got. When we broke down from the alpha momentum pool, that suggested that we were going to push down. That's what we got at the end of the day. These are daily signals. I am on the 1 hour chart. When we retouched this alpha momentum pool the next day and broke down from it, it suggested that we were going to break down, right? And look, we came back up to a perfectly tag the alpha momentum pool here, but we lost it and we just completely capitulated. Whether you say that's due to FTX or whatever, the alpha momentum pool did give us the cue. And same with the next day, right? We tagged the pool, but we never got to swim around in it. We never got to get a breath of fresh air. We never got to sit on, by the side of the pool up here, catching sunlight and getting some vitamin D. We were drowning at the bottom of the pool, and we just continued to capitulate. Well, yesterday we did open inside of the alpha momentum pool and we went for a nice swim. But this is an ocean. It's no longer a pool. It's now an ocean. And we just were not able to get to the top of it to take a breath by the end of the day. And so, where did we open up? Today, this is our new alpha momentum pool. This is today's, the stark blue one, and you can see that we didn't even capture it for the day. Okay, we had a tiny wick inside of there, and then we lost it, suggesting more downside, and we did come to back test it. But of course, I didn't need to give like some hour by hour update on this because I had already warned you about this rising wedge, which would meet an apex at the neutral zone, but would probably break down in the bearish zone. And so, what do we see? A bearish breakdown of this rising wedge. And guys, we are still in a solid bearish area. I have updated my alpha momentum scale over here so that you can have fresh signals today. And I would also point out that the 2 to 5 day projection, right, the momentum projection, is exactly the same as the daily projection. So that does suggest to me that we really do need to get over this level, that 19,400 is the critical level for us to recapture. And you probably shouldn't even dream about being bullish unless we recapture 19,400. And preferably, if you're a bit of a conservative player, you want to preserve maximum capital, then you'll probably want to wait until we're at least over 20,355 according to today's calculation. This will be valid until the close of the day, but unfortunately you can see that we are swimming in the bearish zone that I've defined here. And uber bullish would be above 20,900, solidly bullish above 20,355, bullish kind of like a front run around the 19,412. I'm going to give a neutral rating to this system. I just kind of make this a little bit arbitrary, but I do use some logic, but it's arbitrary day to day. Around 18,945, just because there's a huge spread sometimes between bullish and bearish. And, for a bearish bias, anything under 17,555, I pretty much consider that bearish outlook. And for solid bearish, okay, that kind of conservative bearish play, if we get a lot of 4 hour candle closures underneath the solid bearish, then I will consider that confirmed. 16,833, anything under that, I just consider we're just there's no question that we are bearish. And we will have lost all of our momentum underneath 15,880, which is not as simple as losing this local low over here. In this case, today, we'll actually lose all of our momentum above the previous low. So you can actually front run any further down movement if you do see 4 hour candles underneath 15,885, whereas others may be targeting these wicks over here. Guys, sorry that we are having a bearish day, but of course that is trading. We did see the rising wedge ahead of almost anyone else who were just like perma bulls, thinking that they were going to go to the moon. But in fact, we are coming back to retest the lower levels of hell here. We did grab this liquidity. The stock market, we'll do another analysis on the stock market. Of course, that CPI data did offer an incredible pump, but the crypto market right now is finally decoupling from the stock market, but in the worst way possible. So all those libertarian dreams of crypto saving the world, it is kind of being shattered, as you can see that it's just in chaos and disarray. And we're finding out that all of these crypto gurus are basically thieves. We're finding out that these people who run groups, they're just like these pump and dumpers, just up pocketing money into their own bags, so that they can buy at the bottom at the expense of their groups, while shilling different links like to FTX and Bybit, and again, just padding their own pockets. And then we have a crypto Twitter, which is toxic as always, right? It's not a healthy place to conduct business. So many scammers just left and right. And then we have, of course, crypto YouTube, which I'm trying to raise the standard, right? And of course, we just have all these 100x gems, 1000x gems just being shilled to you. And of course, those YouTubers are being paid in those currencies. And so when it pumps, they just dump on their own viewers. No one is immune. Even the best rated, crypto companies, where people think that they're just darlings and gems, and you do the fundamental analysis. I mean, it's all just a shell game at this point. People are being wrecked, lives are being destroyed, and it doesn't matter if you're focusing on technical analysis or fundamental analysis. Okay, just the advice can be just bad. When it comes to people making projections in this industry, because it's just so corrupt. It is worse than the federal government. They print more money out of thin air in the crypto industry than they do in the real world. They are worse than bankers. They are worse, right, than the government. And guys, I just have to tell you. That the libertarian fantasy of crypto is collapsing. And what we're going to see is a scenario where people are going to be begging for regulation in this space. And we're going to find out why humanity always seems to end up with government. Why does every country in the world, why does every set of people in the world end up with government? Well, crypto is not going to be immune from that, and I'm sorry to burst anyone's bubble about that, but I am trying to keep it real here. This channel is not about protecting your feelings. This channel is about protecting your pocketbook, and I hope I protected your pocketbook here to prevent people from shorting where I saw us bouncing from. And then I hope I protected your pocketbook here to prevent people from longing when I saw that we were likely to just recollapse. And of course, I am warning you that we are still in a bearish zone. Not sure exactly what tomorrow is going to bring, but you do understand my standards and my levels here. Guys, that was a little bit of a commentary to go along with what we're seeing in the markets. But just remember, this is a very young industry. And if you're trusting names just because some guru tells you, like, Alameda Research is a good, VC, or that FTX is a reliable exchange, or that, Binance or CZ or SAM or FTX or KuCoin or whatever is safe, just be aware that none of this stuff is safe. I mean, you could get a ledger and it could have a virus on it. And guys, I'm not trying to fudge you out of this space. Obviously, I am engaged in this space. I want to make money in this space, but I want to do it ethically and I want to do it intelligently. And I don't want to rely on other people. I don't want to rely on other people's bad advice, right, where they just consistently put trust in this system, which has not earned our trust yet. This system is just a bunch of babies, a bunch of kids straight out of college just writing programs, and then a bunch of bankers, former bankers, coming and offering them money to help them build their projects, right, in a lawless environment. You guys don't see how that could totally make people just lose all of their money. It could just ruin lives, cause a lot of suicides around the world. That's what we're seeing. The bear market is flushing out all of that evil, but I guarantee you a lot of that evil will remain, and you can't just put it on, Sam Bankman-Fried, although he's terrible. Guys, this exists in all of these guys, all of these projects, and so really, I've just been saying for the longest time that I don't believe in investing in this market. I do believe in it's being a trader's market. And so please protect yourself, protect your capital, so that you do have as much as possible to buy when we are seeing genuine runs to the upside. This too shall pass, but where the bottom is, I don't know. You guys know I've had long-term projections of anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000. I like the number, in the mid 8,000s. It just appeals to me for my own analysis. But could this have been the bottom? It's hard to imagine, crypto having a worse week if the stock market continues to pump, if the Fed really does pivot, if something happens that's just really nice, then I could definitely see this being the bottom. But just in my opinion, I do believe that we do have more downside, and but we'll get to that when we get there. So if we break my oh no anyway line, I will give you updated projections to the downside. And of course, if we break the bullish line, then of course I'll let you know what I think about where we could be headed. But until then, thank you guys for being subscribers. Thank you for supporting this channel. I really do appreciate you guys. And again, like, our hearts go out to everyone being hurt in this bear market. I hope that I have been able to help at least a few people, and help save some, maybe even lives, since the top. When I did call the top 1 month in advance at 70K, and then ever since then, especially since 59, 60K, I have been aggressively trying to get people to preserve their capital all the way down, and just a day after day trying to help people, keep their money, put food on their table, and not be loyal to these coins. These coins will not be loyal to you. So always be taking your profit. Guys, in a macro downtrend, always be selling, always be taking your profit. Put food on your table. Again, guys, like, these coins will not be loyal to you, so you do not have to be loyal to them. Of course, if you are somebody who is going to be in this market for a very long time, then it could make sense to DCA. But honestly, as I tell you, I don't invest in this market. I just don't trust the people in this market. I don't trust the Hex guys. I don't trust the Luna guys. I don't trust Michael Saylor and the Bitcoin guys. I don't trust the Ethereum guys. I don't trust any of these people. And personally, I don't think that you should either. I think you should trust your values, and I think you should trust the money that you have in your pocket. And if somebody else is holding it, or if it's invested in some type of a coin, right, and you're not actively trading that, actively managing that, then it is highly at risk, especially in a bear market. That's when things start to break. That's when things start to collapse. In a bull market, there's no problem because you have continuous money coming inside of the system. In a bull market, there's no problem because you have Federal Reserves across the world printing money, and so there's always more liquidity to cover your position. But in a bear market, please, please, please always be taking your profits, right? Always, always be selling your positions in a profitable spot. Don't get too greedy. And, again, there's always going to be another trading day. You do not need to just let things ride. You can just trade day to day, and, be happy with what you've got, whereas other people might be losing everything, okay, because they put just too much faith in a system which did not yet earn their trust. Okay, it didn't earn their trust. It solely took their money. Okay, when the system starts earning our trust, then I will reconsider it. Okay, when there are systems in place and rules in place that make sense, that makes sense to me, then I will increase my positions, right? But until then, crypto is just a great place to learn trading. It's a great place to learn markets, and it is a good place to practice until you become a good trader, and then you can, of course, diversify your portfolio into other types of assets. But please don't use more money than you can afford to lose. All right, guys, that was your alpha for the day. Stay safe and happy trading.